Okay, we are doing Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, baby. Whew, here we go. Season 14, episode 9, and it is called Beachy Keen. LOL, do you get it? Kyle and Dorit are on the beach at the very end. It's beachy. Garcelle's beach house. Yay! The description that the cable company gives us is Garcelle invites the ladies to her beach house. Dorit continues to confide in Bose. Kyle tries to explain herself to Garcelle and Sutton. Kyle not having a great season. I want to remind people after last week's episode, she took a week off from filming. They don't really talk about it. They kind of hint at it, but she did an interview where she admitted they, took a week off. They were totally fine with her taking a week off, but the pressure is getting to Kyle. I mean, Kyle thought last season was intense. No, it's this season. She has to deal with all this bullshit in her life, and now she's having to deal with Dorit because she's sending funny memes and texts. Are you kidding me? Grow up. No, Dorit actually having a fantastic season for the most part. But Kyle just doesn't seem to be able to accept that there is a world in which she is not right. Like, there's no gray area for Kyle. It's like, and I think she's livid, and I think there is a little bit of a chip on her shoulder. Like, she's really nice, but I think there's a chip on her shoulder of like, are you fucking kidding me? Dorit? For memes? Memes. Memes. What? So we do the thing previously on The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills where we see scenes from the previous episodes. We have Dorit telling Bose, PK, my big, slovenly, drunk husband, came in very much coming to battle. In therapy, he throws out, this is why I want a divorce. And Bose is like, no. And then Dorit in another scene to Erica is like, I don't know if PK and Kyle are speaking, but I do think it's worth me asking Kyle about the memes. And then Kyle at the Viper Room with the forehead vein. Remember, we named the forehead vein Randy? I'm like, you're making Randy come out. Kyle is like, my friendship with PK is memes and jokes. And Dorit wasn't having it. It's like, I'm in the fucking Viper Room. Just the fact that you text him, Kyle. Feel comfortable to text him in your lingerie and your naughty pots. And then we have that scene with Kyle at Chuck E. Cheese where Garcelle was like, if you want to be a lesbian, just be a lesbian. But Kyle, the Chuck E. Cheese, is like, just the fact that she's trying to make it feel like it's anything inappropriate is gross. I keep thinking, I'm not going to be satisfied. Andy, I know you don't listen, but if somebody at I know some people at Bravo do, could we please, the reunion, I don't know how many more episodes you got this season, but for the reunion, can Andy just go, Kai, or just prep her? I don't know, don't prep her too far in advance, but just say, we want to see some examples of the memes. We want to see some examples of the memes. It's going to be real easy. Just show us the memes that you guys send each other. I just want like 3 or 4 examples, and then I will leave. I'll leave the country. If you show me that, I'll leave you alone. Then remember Bose last week through the Serenity soiree where she had a bunch of hot male masseurs and chefs doing like a pampering experience, and shit went down, dude. Dorit and Kyle were like going at it in front of Bose's yard, like brought down the property value a lot that day in that neighborhood. I'm sure the neighborhood watch was freaking out that day. Like, mommy, who are the 2 ladies like in the robes and a lot of makeup fighting? Mommy, I'm scared. But Bose at this says, can you read the text, please? And Erica's like, no, let's not do that. And Kyle's like, why do you think that I owe that to every single person? Oh my God. And Sutton's like, well, you pulled out the phone. No one asked you to. I say, you did it, Kyle. And Kyle crying like, I've been made to feel I did something wrong. I'm going to read this once and that is it. This is what I wrote to PK. How hard are your nipples right now? He said, I said, if you need me, I'll never repeat anything you shared with me. And Sutton and a talking head's like, whoa, wait a minute. Hey, this is not just about memes and jokes. Kyle's still hysterical going, fuck everybody. I'm done with this shit. I'm done. I'm not doing this anymore. I was doing this to earn money to buy Porsche, but I just can't. I can't. We do the taglines, and then we, break in with like a new song. It's like this kind of little soft, sexy number of like, Some people wait their entire lives just for a chance at life like mine. We only get one chance to do it right. Some people wait their entire life. By the way, guys, that's just from memory, and it doesn't sound anything like the song that actually plays. But I'm riffing here. I'm like a jazz musician. We begin the episode over at Kyle's house, and Kyle's lonely house. Until Freddie Mellencamp comes and lives with her, which actually does happen, but I don't think it happened this season. We see that every room is empty, except for just random dogs. Just random dogs. Just dogs. These are my family now, these dogs. And these Kimosabi hats. I've got a Kimosabi hat room now. I've got so much space. It would be wild. If you're a ghost and you're listening to this podcast, go haunt Kyle's house. Because I don't mean scare her, but be friendly with her. Kyle's it's crazy, but I've made friends with these ghosts. That would be kind of I don't know, that'd be cool. And also, if you're a ghost listening to this podcast, make sure, I don't know what the rules in terms of physical, but could you leave a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts and Spotify? I don't know if ghosts are able to touch the plane anyways, not important. Anyways, Kyle in the kitchen, she's making something with agave syrup, and she's like, "Hey Siri," and Siri's like, "Please don't talk to me like that." "Hey Siri, call Portia my love bug." Siri's like, "I thought your love bug was Morgan Wade." "Shut up, Siri, I can't take this anymore." Anyways, Portia's newly 16 with a Porsche. She's like, "Hi, Mom." Kyle's like, "Hi, honey. How was sleeping at Dad's?" And Portia was like, "It was good. So many strange women here. Everybody's half nude." No, she just said it was good. And Kyle in a talking head says, "The thing about having a big family is there's always somebody home. But nowadays, I find there are so many more days where I'm the only one home. So it's a lonely feeling sometimes." And then just shots of Kyle looking out the window. She looks like one of those medical commercials that you see when you watch primetime television of Cymbalta, do not take if you are experiencing depression. It's just yeah. "Once I hit 50, I didn't know what I was going to do with my life until I found Cymbalta. It's made me more active as I grow older." Anyways, Kyle's still on the phone. It's like, "How's your car that we bought you?" And Portia's like, "It's amazing. I love it." And Kyle's like, "Who wouldn't?" We flash back, which, by the way, Juliana Carrozza, who takes the notes for this, she put a note in this, and she says, she left me a little note, and she said, "Ryan, no one gets more bored about flashbacks than me, because, typing them over, it's hard. It's not fun to type flashbacks, because you're but she says, but sometimes flashbacks are pertinent to the scene, which I think these are in this episode." Now, let's see if we agree with Juliana. Now, the first flashback, I don't think is great for what Juliana says, because the first flashback is Mauricio's like, "Whose car is that?" And Portia's like, "Oh my God, it's my Porsche." That is not necessary. We know that Portia got a Porsche. How is that pertinent to the... So I'm guessing Juliana didn't mean that. So I would have cut that right out of there. Kyle's still on the phone. "Now, Sophia has to ride home with you since you have to have an adult in the car still." And Portia's like, "And also I think I'm going to have lunch with my sisters." "You're going to have lunch with your sisters?" "Yeah, I think. Maybe, Mom." Where are you going and what time?" And Portia's like, I don't know. "Can you tell me in case I want to come?" "Oh my God." Her forehead veins starting to bulge. "Where? Oh my God. Cheesecake Factory? Fuddruckers? Where are we going? Please invite me." And, Portia doesn't seem too hip to the idea. And Portia's like, "Well, I don't know," which is ballsy. Imagine getting a Porsche, and then the next week, the mom who got you the Porsche or got you half of the Porsche is wouldn't you be like, "Oh yeah, I remember you just got me a Porsche. Of course you can come to this." That's wild. But Portia's like, I don't know yet. I don't know. And Kyle's like, "Okay, well, when you do know, in case I can maybe get over there." And Portia's like, yeah. In a talking head, Kyle's like, "I think the girls want to spend time alone more often these days to talk to each other about what's going on. I know they lean on each other a lot. Of course, I'm thinking, well, I'm here. Hello, can I come?" Oh, this is sad on all accounts. But, it's yeah, they don't want sad mom hanging out there. I'm not wearing mom jeans. I'm wearing skinny jeans. Like I'm on trend.
I'm not gonna invite me, Morgan. Can I come to dinner with you ladies?
I miss Morgan Wade so much, and she was only in it for such a brief amount of time last season. But I just watched this, and I don't know. I want her back. I don't know what we got to do to get her back, but I want her back on the show. I don't know, folks. I watched The Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, part 2 of the reunion tonight, and it's just so fantastic. The way that they just scream over each other, and they're so ready to go at a moment's notice. And then you have Meredith Marks, like, practically despondent the entire episode. Like, Mary Cosby, they had the Robert Jr. scene where it's like everybody's crying on screen. Like, everybody. Andy's crying. Everybody's crying. And then they kept getting, like, a reaction shot of Meredith, and she's just, like, stone-faced, like, yeah, where am I? What's going on here? Like, you have you seen it? Do you know what I'm talking about? So, I don't know. There were so many exciting things in Salt Lake that you go to Beverly Hills and you're like, God, we need to pep this show up a little bit. Then Kyle gets off the phone with her daughter and it's like, hey, Siri. And Siri's like, I am being overused. Please stop. FaceTime Erica Girardi. And Erica answers,
how are you, babe?
I'm better than I was.
First of all, I have to tell you, I am of the view that there are too many people. I've taken to calling them the board of directors. I'm Erica Jane.
And Kyle's like, it's too much.
Too many people in this situation, and this needs to be between the two of you and your friendships together, and the rest of us need to butt out.
And Kyle's like, I'm telling you, full-blown mentee B. And I was like, what? Mentee B? And then I went to the Urban Dictionary, and mentee B, folks, stands for mental breakdown. I learned that from Morgan. Just full-on mentee B. Dorit's having a mentee B. Mentee B. Kyle and I Talking Head says, I can honestly say in all of these years in the group, this is the worst I have ever felt. See, this is where they should have done a flashback where we had an editor troll of every season. Kyle's like, it's ridiculous. This is the worst I've ever felt, because it's very Scheana-esque, where editors would always troll Scheana. I feel like we could have trolled Kyle right here, and we just didn't take that opportunity. But she says, and I just don't have the strength in me to keep doing this. All I have the strength for is to do an hour of squats and cardio in my home gym. Anyways, Kyle, still on the phone, goes, I'm like, what are we, in a cult? Yeah, you're in the Housewives. This is insane. It's literally insane. I've had my marriage question, my personal life question, now my character, my integrity. Now you can fucking all fuck off. Like, that's where I draw the line.
Well, you guys can figure out what you need to do, and if anything, how you feel about it.
All I know is I'm going to say what I have to say to Dorit, and I'm not going to continue to discuss this and go down this situation anymore. I love Kyle's like, I'm setting boundaries for the 14th season in a row. And if she wants to move forward, great. And if she's going to keep doing this, then I'm going to disengage. Meredith Marks should get like a residual check every time somebody on Bravo says disengage. I'm going to disengage. I'm going to disengage from her, and that's it. But I'm not going to talk about it anymore. I'm not going to do it.
I'll leave you with this, Kyle. If you two come to some resolution, that's between y'all. All of us weighing in is bullshit.
Yeah, okay. Then they end the call and a bird bangs into the window. What is that even? Is that like is that symbolic? Like, who's the bird? Like, a bird just bangs into the. That must be a sign from somebody of like, wrap it up. Mentee B. Kyle sighs and goes, now a bird is trying to get into my house. What's this bird trying to tell me? The bird is like, stop fucking lying, Kyle. It's me, it's me, Teddy the bird. I need you to stop fucking lying. I've been following you around filming locations, and you cannot take responsibility for shit. Okay, so now we see Dorit arriving to Cosette's for lunch. It's a nice restaurant, right? So she's meeting Bose. And they do the like, hi, boo, boo. Oh, my God, you look great. You look cute. Oh, my God, you're always so fly, Bo says. And Dorit's like, you're always so fly. Hoo-hoo. I love, like, Bo's like, you're always so fly. Dorit's like, you're always so fly. High five. Down low. Too slow. Anyways, Dorit's like, first, I want updates. And Bo's like, no, we should talk about you first. No. Are you sure? Yes, we're talking about me last. Save the best for last. And Bose is like, well, I'm feeling energy. Maybe you want to go. And Dorit's like, oh, Bose. She's like, oh, you twisted my arm. Here we go. I felt, I've been feeling like I've been holding up the walls. And I've been feeling like, okay, I'm strong enough. And I can fight back. And I'm going to fight back. And by the way, I'm strong. But there's only so much fucking fighting I can do. And what's sad here, I mean, it's sad because obviously Dorit is going through a lot. But here, I believe she is talking about Kyle. She's not even talking about her husband. She's like, the main relationship in my life that is fucked is me and Kyle. My bloated, alcoholic, fat husband, PK. I barely think about that, but Kyle. Dorit in a talking head says, Bose has literally become my ride or die in a short period of time. She's really proven to be somebody that I feel I can talk to and gives really good advice. And it feels really nice to finally have a friend in this group that feels like they truly have my best interests at heart. Do you think Bose and Dorit, that friendship is going to keep getting stronger? I think it will for at least another season if Bose stays on the show, which, by the way, I think she'll be invited to stay on the show, of course, but we'll see if she accepts it. Like, Bose is one of those people where she just makes so much sense that you're like, girl, do you really want to be here? Like, girl, are you sure? You don't need this. Like, you make sense. You're funny. You're pretty. Like, do you really, like, I could never see Bose having a mentee be on this show. You know what I'm saying? But Bose says, okay, now I don't want to bring up the Kyle thing, but I do. Yes, because there's something that keeps being said and I'm confused about it. Tell me, Bose. Well, you said that she was one of the first people you told. And then she says she keeps saying that she didn't know anything. And here we flash back to the Viper Room. Okay, is this is a little pertinent, maybe. And it's Dorit to Kyle going, we're not getting along, me and PK. We're separated and we're not getting along. And Kyle's like, Erica shared with me you guys weren't getting along. I did not know that. And then we have a flashback to Oceanside, the trip that Kathy Hilton threw on the first couple episodes. And Son's like, well, I don't know what's going on over there. And Erica's like,
she's talking about PK, and I don't think things are going well. She'll tell you.
So Dorit to Bose in this scene says, there was a point in time, and this is 1.5 years ago, where I was in a really bad time and moment with PK. Because he's big, fat, and bloated. He's alcoholic. And there was a select few people that I trusted enough to just open up to, and Kyle was one of them. And we flash back to 1.5 years ago. This was a scene. Now this, Juliana, I will agree, this is pertinent because people might have forgotten about this. I remember this scene. It was when Dorit invited Kyle over and they had like some pizza. They had some healthy pizza because Kyle wasn't drinking. And Dorit, telling Kyle in the scene goes, my husband, the one that you depend on the most, was spending a lot of time in London with Boy George. I started to feel like PK and I weren't connected for the first time ever. I thought, is it possible that like PK and I would not make it? And Kyle goes, I've had those thoughts. I think it's normal to have those thoughts. Which in retrospect is kind of just brushing it off like, oh, whatever. Well, whatever. This pizza sucks. Anyways, Dorit in this scene goes, she was well aware. Bose in a talking head says, Kyle continues to lie. She's lying about the depth of her relationship with PK. It's not a deep relationship. And what she's saying about Dorit, she's clearly lying about the depth of her knowledge about what's going on in PK and Dorit's marriage. If Kyle is afraid of looking bad, she's looking worse now. Bose in this scene says, you didn't say like, hey, I think that there's going to be a separation. And Dorit's like, I didn't know there was going to be a separation until the day that PK said, I think we should take some time apart. And Bose is like, girl. And Dorit in a talking head says, the day PK and I decided to separate, it was him, his sponsor, and myself in our backyard. Are they in the backyard to hide from the kids? And why is the sponsor involved? Like, there are so many more questions I have. I almost thought, how they do those? Like, sometimes I really hate when they do these in like docuseries where they do dramatic reenactments or even just like animation. Like, I would have liked to seen like, where's... And by the way, this might be totally normal in AA, or that's what I'm guessing the sponsor is a part of that program, right? Am I guessing correctly? But like, is this part of it? Like, does the sponsor help you leave marriages? Like, how does that all work? And by the way, I know this is kind of a silly, we do silly recaps, but it is a very, like, something I'm very curious about because this could be a part of it. Like if he really truly is taking his sobriety seriously, maybe this was the thing. Like Dorit he felt Dorit was a negative influence and the sponsor felt so as well, but it just felt so impersonal to have the sponsor there. Anyways, she's saying his sponsor was doing the talking. And his sponsor is the one who suggested that we take some time apart and separate. I was so taken aback. I didn't ask whether this was PK's idea or whether the sponsor actually thought it was a good idea. And PK was just going along with it, that stupid, fat, bloated alcoholic. I still don't know. That's wild. Could you imagine being in a marriage with 2 kids and then you don't even remember, the sponsor might have been doing most of the talking of like, Dorit, can I talk to you we love this guy, right? We love PK, right? Good guy. I'm going to be frank with you. He's got to leave. He's got to go find that PK that you originally fell in love with. It's hard, right? You see it, Dorit. Okay, well, anyways, tell the kids we said hi. We're going to be staying at a hotel. Like, what? And also, is his sponsor Boy George? Like, there are so many questions I have about this. In the scene, Dorit goes, I've always been very protective of PK. When things were not good between us, I never wanted my parents to think badly of him. And that's why I've suggested they not watch this season where I've called him a bloated alcoholic 30 billion times. And that was for a good chunk of time, Bose. And Bose is like, oh, what a big burden that is for you to absorb, put up with, defend, all the things that were going on in him. And for that to be the payback? I've spent all these years defending you, protecting you, pretending for you, and now you want to tell me that we should take some time apart for what? Give me back those years. Give me back those years. She's telling this to Dorit, and Dorit's like, yes, who the fuck have I been married to? I am the new Risa Tisa. I will do a 52-part TikTok series. I love how Bose, like, Dorit needs this. Dorit needs somebody to come in there and, like, pump Dorit up. Like, you are not crazy. This is a crazy situation. You have put everything out there for this man. You have a family with this man. So I love that Bose is there. Because Dorit would, like Garcelle, she'd be like, I'm getting very tired, Dorit. You're talking so much. It's so long-winded. Okay. So we get out of that scene. We're in a new scene at Garcelle's house. And she's like, trying to picture out, she's like, oh, am I going to wear this Gucci bustier or do I save that for a possible date? Yeah, save it for a possible date, Garcelle. And how about we see that date since we don't really see you do anything in your personal life besides direct Lifetime movies, which is awesome, and produce them as well. And you're very, but like, you know what I'm saying? Like, at some point, Garcelle, like she shared families, like, but I want to see the dating. I mean, we got Sutton out there so many seasons in a little cat sweater talking about her neuropathy. My neuropathy. Sorry. Oh my God. Every time I say the word neuropathy, there was a line last week in the Beverly Hills recap where Sutton was getting massaged and she told the masseuse, she was like, well, I got neuropathy. I couldn't even explain to you why I find it so funny, but every time, I got neuropathy. I can't even feel my feet if you touch them. I got neuropathy. I don't know why. Anyways, we got Sutton out there, like, dating and stuff over seasons. I want to see Garcelle date more. Anyways, she FaceTimes Sutton, and Sutton's like, oh my God, my foot, it's asleep. I got neuropathy, Garcelle. And she goes, hi, how are you, Garcelle? Garcelle goes, I'm good. By the way, random that Kyle wants to have dinner tonight, considering that we're all going to see each other tomorrow. And Garcelle lets us know in a talking head she invited everybody up to the beach house. And then we get a flashback of Garcelle phone calling all the invitations to each lady. Like, I'm inviting you girls to my beach house, and I just want us to hang out. We'll be casual, dinner, cocktails, easy. And I really want it to be more fun and no drama. I'm saying it to everybody. And Erica's like,
well, I only want to have a good time. Are we going to fuck? Yeah, I'll get my new designer Martin to come decorate your beach house as my fuck pad near the beach.
Oh my God, Garcelle, what we could do with this? Oh my God, this room. I'm just seeing you in a bustier, and there's like a chair that people can bend you over. Oh, it's so good. Anyways, Garcelle says, I want them to see my baby, this beach house that I've been working on for the past 3 years. Garcelle FaceTime with Sutton in this scene is like, well, when was the last time Kyle was like, hey, why don't we all get together, when she knows we're going to see each other again? So I feel like this is a and Sutton's like, preempted to protect me. That's what this is. Yeah, preempted to protect me. And Garcelle's like, yeah, maybe. And Sutton and the talking head's like, well, when Kyle asked us all to dinner, it wasn't all of us. It's me, Garcelle, and Erica, my Chuck E. Cheeses. So we have a flashback to Kyle making the invite. And Kyle to Sutton's like, I wanted to see if you wanted to have dinner with Garcelle and Erica and me. Sutton, see, Juliana, I don't know why we needed that flashback. I trusted them when they said that Kyle I didn't need proof. Hey, I don't know if that sounds fishy. Can I see that on video of Kyle inviting them to dinner? Okay, I was wrong. That did happen. Okay. Sutton continues in a talking head. Well, she's rallying her troops. I say, she's going to make us feel sorry for her so that we stick on her side. Which is very wise. I mean, like, I love that these ladies kind of have Kyle's number. This happens all the time in friendship groups. But it is interesting. I do wonder how much production, though, kind of suggests these things. Because Kyle just can't willy-nilly just like, I'm just calling you out of the blue because we got to get the lighting, we got to get the cameraman, we got to schedule people, we got security. So a lot of things go into this. So you just wonder, if I was Kyle too, like that's why Kyle's always so like, she's just probably paranoid by this, like 14 seasons in. It's like, she knows she can't make a right move. Like the season's not going well for her. So I mean, just the pressure is mounting. Garcelle says to Sutton, every time we talk about the text, she's so riled up about it. How do you think Erica feels? And Sutton's like, well, Erica's going to be like this. Well, I don't give a fuck. I don't care about the text. And if you want to run off, leave. That's how Erica's going to be. And Garcelle laughs and's like, that's it in a nutshell. That is. So Kyle arrives at Arden Restaurant and Cafe in a new scene in West Hollywood and gets seated on the patio. She orders an oat milk vanilla latte, extra hot. Just how I like my ladies. And Garcelle gets dropped off and finds Kyle's table. It's like, oh my God, this is beautiful. By the way, is this the play? Oh God, yeah, they have these huge flower arrangements. The flower arrangements are like coming down from the ceiling. I shit you not. I was like, oh my God, is Real Housewives of Beverly Hills trying to get a little boost by like doing the decor from It Ends With Us, the Blake Lively movie? I was like, is this like a Lily? Like, are they doing marketing for It Ends With Us? And I was like, it was like Lily Bloom shit. I don't know. That was like my first thought when I saw those. Anyways, Garcelle goes, you look so pretty, Kyle. How are you? And Kyle's like, well, I'm better than last time you saw me. I've just been a lot going on. I have so many emotions that I have suppressed and they've been coming to the surface in just that particular day. Bose just kind of like came in and sat down and then Sutton, all of a sudden, Sutton goes, you need to show the text to everyone. And then Erica's like, well, hold on a minute, Garcelle. And Garcelle went to Bose the day after Chuck E. Cheese. And then I was like, you don't even know her. Yeah, real chill. Like, well, yeah, you just sat down and you have to hear that monologue. By the way, now, like, if you guys watched The Substance with Demi Moore and Margaret Qualley yet, I want to watch The Substance again, but watch it with Kyle Richards. I just would love her take on that movie. Garcelle in a talking head says, I don't feel like me sharing that information about the text to Bose is a violation to Kyle or a betrayal to Kyle. Kyle at Chuck E. Cheese read the text out loud. On film! Kyle is getting very animated, continuing to Garcelle. She's like, Dorit was coming in and you're like all sitting in a fucking circle jerking like the men of Salt Lake City. And you show it to everybody. What is this? And Garcelle's like, who said that? What kind of twisted little cult is this? Kyle must have just been watching a cult documentary because she's brought up cults 2 times this episode. And Garcelle goes, well, for me, if you said to her, you know what, Dorit, yeah, I talk a little shit with PK about you because I was also mad at you. That's also normal. Yes. By the way, it has just like, I'm sorry, I realize now, but yeah, like we go back and forth like we always have. He seems like he's in a rough place. I'm sorry about that. I don't believe there was any violations, but I will stop it. But yeah, I can see why you would be upset. Like, why? Done. Kyle pauses at what she just heard. Goes, huh? But I didn't talk to PK about her. I really don't. And Garcelle's like, okay, so what happened was when you read that text at... Whoa, my goodness, guys. Did I get a bless you out there? Oh my God, thank you. Thank you, guys. If you sneeze and you don't get a bless you, I feel like that's bad for your day. But thank you for blessing me. Okay. Chuck E. Cheese. Okay, so Garcelle says, okay, so what happened when you read that text at Chuck E. Cheese? We see production shows the actual text from May 9th at 3:24 p.m. I feel like I've memorized this text already, but the text to Kyle to PK one last time with feeling says, I know you have a lot of friends, but I am also one, and here if you need me. I've never repeated anything you have shared with me and never would. We'll keep sending memes and won't forget the laughing emojis. And then PK texts back, can I see your tits? Oh. No, he doesn't say that. That's it. And Garcelle says, when you read it, you said, Kyle, I never said anything you told me and I never will. That says Kyle more than memes. And Kyle's like, well, first of all, I said, obviously I've known the man for 7 years. She said 10 years last episode. Whatever, 8 years, whatever. Of course I have text messages. Nothing about her relationship. Can I see a nice photo of you in your panties and a chemo zombie hat? No. By the way, there is not a single part of me that believes there is anything it's inappropriate in the sense that I think there is a girl code and, Dorit is the main friend that we should be focused on if you're Kyle. So that's inappropriate, but I don't think, they're like, it's like a Sleepless in Seattle situation, where PK's like, oh, it was just magic. Anyways. At Sutton's, we keep going with this though. We're just going to keep going down this road. Sutton, we flash back to 2 weeks earlier, and Sutton's like, well, can you still be friends with PK, Kyle? And Kyle's like, but I'm not even cool with him. I'm just going to say, I'm just going to say, don't even send memes because it's so dumb, even though they're high quality memes. And then 2 weeks earlier, we have Kyle to Garcelle saying, we have a similar sense of humor, so he'll send me funny memes and things funny, like, things about marriage and things about marriage. What memes are funny about? Hey, this is a meme about marriage is miserable. Kyle, like you and Mauricio. This is the one about putting your spouse at the bottom of the ocean in concrete boots. LOL. Garcelle finishes in a talking head saying, I don't know which story is true, but whatever the case is, it doesn't feel right. I don't know, you guys. I don't know. It's all, I think we just need to see the phone. If we see the phone, if we can get into a CSI lab and we just go through, we'll figure this out. Anyways, Kyle at the table goes, Garcelle, anyway, I thought to myself, I've been having my life scrutinized, my marriage scrutinized, my sexuality, everything. And now my character, that's it too with Kyle. It's like, I'm fucking on lesbian watch right now. And now I'm getting shit for memes and texts. Because Kyle in her head goes, I didn't fucking, there's more shit with Morgan. I'm going to Pound Town with this person. I get through that. And now fucking I have to deal with this shit for some stupid marriage memes? Like her pride is fucking her up, It's like, what? Remember, by the way, God, I'm thinking about Morgan too much. Remember that episode? It was so sad because it was remember Kyle's friend? She passed away and they did that benefit for her and Morgan sang at the benefit and it was by the way, Morgan's an amazing singer, she's an amazing musician, but the song was I'm gonna lay you down on the kitchen floor and make love to you, and it was weird. Maybe I'm the only one that picked up that I was this is weirdly inappropriate at this function. Maybe I'm I think even Freddie Mellencamp was there, was damn, what about a little Johnny Mellencamp? Jeez. Anyways, Garcelle says, well, it seems like you're very triggered by that, Kyle. Is it because it's your character? Yes, I would not do anything like that. Like I said, I have been a good fucking friend to you, and I don't appreciate the accusations. It's not helping. It's not helping us. Kyle in a talking head says, I pride myself on being a very truthful person. In certain situations, LOL, don't do a flashback. Okay, now Juliana says this is good flashback. Juliana, I do want to say, I keep arguing with Juliana here, and she's not here, but listen, let me be clear. Flashbacks to 2020, which is where we go now, Those are acceptable. I'm talking about flashbacks like in the same, like we just saw Portia get a Porsche and then we have to see it again. Like we just talked about, we know Portia got a Porsche. Like did somebody see that and go, oh my God, that was such a good time from last week. Yes, I love that. So these are fine. So we flashback to 2020 to a group. I love that I create the rules. This I will allow. There's a group dinner with Denise Richards present. God, bravo, fucking bravo. Denise goes, every single fucking dinner I have been on, they're receiving into what feels like being attacked. And Kyle's like, when things are brought out in the open and put out there, they have to be addressed in the group. And Dorit's like, Denise is like, they do not. So there we go. That's a great flashback because we have Kyle going, listen, this is what we do. This is why we make the big bucks. We have to talk about this shit. But you know what? Like, why do we need to see this? I feel like a producer needs to step out at this lunch and go, Kyle, can we just show you a clip from 2020 really quick? Where Kyle, because her head, like her forehead veins would just be like, and it would be so insane because she'd lose, like she would, you want to talk about a good reality television scene, Kyle would, her head would fucking go into flames and be like, what are you fucking doing to me, Alex Baskin? Now we flash back to 2021 at a group meeting, and Dorit's like, I would like to have conversations with Erica. And Kyle's like, she's not going to like the questions, but that's what's going to happen. She's going to have to answer more than she's comfortable with, because you know what? We deserve to know the truth. You can't handle the truth. And then we flash back to 2022, and Sutton's like, well, I'm not playing the victim. And Kyle's like, I'm talking about being more honest in the group, okay? So there's 3 examples where Kyle, like the way she's getting so bent out of whack that it is becoming weirder and weirder. Kyle finishes in a talking head. So for me to be questioned by these women who know me is extremely frustrating to me. I learned how to correctly say frustrating from Lisa Barlow. So Erica arrives to this restaurant next, and and Sutton comes in last, and Kyle's like, Sutton's ready to party. She's in a party outfit. And Sutton's like, well, I'm channeling some Erica Jane. Won't let my labias show. Okay. And Erica's like, I love this. What is this? Because Sutton's showing this fancy purse. And Sutton's like, it's Dolce and Gabbana. No, it's Dolce and Gabbana. They gave it to us when we went to La Scala. I say. Kyle orders meatballs for the table. Is that the new hip thing to do? Like, you know, like sometimes you do a pancake for the table at breakfast or fries, but is that the new, like, we'd like some meatballs for the table. Yeah, just a big plate of meatballs, just to nosh on, just meatballs. Sutton goes, well, I'd like a pizza as well. I got to ask, why are we here, Kyle? And she and Kyle just have a long stare off. And that lasts the remainder of the episode. Okay, next week, Sutton's like, what's going on, Kyle? And Erica's like, it's the meeting of the board of directors. And Kyle's like, no, I wanted, first of all, okay, I wanted to apologize for how I left on Friday. Please don't apologize to me. And Kyle's like, I want to say, what I said and how I feel, I stand by. However, how I went about it and how I acted, I feel very badly about, so I wanted to apologize for that. But like, so these ladies she's cool with, but Bose and Dorit can go fuck themselves, according to Kyle. Sutton's just staring at her. Is like, well, I got confused in all the woods while you were apologizing. I say, so I just want to be very clear why you felt like you needed to apologize. Because I didn't like the way is it clear what I'm saying? Am I speaking English? That I felt bad about the way I left, and that I yelled at everybody, and then I left, and Sutton's like, well, so you feel bad? Did you yell at us? I thought, oh my God, everybody's coming at me. I felt like I'm having to defend my character. Fuck, if I have to hear another damn thing about character, you're on a Housewives show. It's my name. When I know I didn't do anything wrong, I had no ill intentions with that text. I'm going to start charging Kyle $1,000 every time she says texts or memes. Anyway, Sutton is like, she's like not registering what Kyle is saying. Sutton's like, I'm having a mild stroke right now. I smell almonds. I smell burnt almonds. Sutton in a talking head says, well, I want Kyle to apologize for holding herself to a different standard than everyone else. I want Kyle to recognize that she's the same as everyone else, that she's not some creature that lives in this beautiful castle land, that she's actually a human who makes mistakes and needs to just be accountable. That's all we want, I say. She kind of does live in castle land. Like, like Mauricio, he sells a bunch of castle lands and like, yeah, I mean, but also that's like Kyle has that 14th season chip on her shoulder. Like, I don't even think she realizes she has that chip on her shoulder because I don't think Kyle is evil. And people argue with me when I say that, but I just don't. Son's like, well, what do you think you said? Just recap for me. What did you say, Kyle? And Garcelle's like, ho. And Kyle's struggling to talk, going, honestly, oh my God, my forehead vein. I said a lot of things, and that's not, I mean, I said a lot of things. Well, so what are you apologizing for what you said, for that you said? And Erica rolls her eyes like, nah. And Kyle's like, I'm upset. I apologize for saying fuck off. The restaurant stops. Meatballs are dropped everywhere. Garcelle goes, shame on you. And we have a flashback to Kyle shouting on Bose's doorstep, everybody honestly should be ashamed of themselves. Seriously, fucking ridiculous. Mommy, that lady just said fucking ridiculous. The one in the bathrobe with the fancy sunglasses. Kyle says, I'll explain to where I was coming from. I don't really feel like I have to go through the list of what I said, but I will say, Kyle, you know what it is too? She's not good at talking. She's not good at explaining things. You know? Like, you know, Meredith Marks was like, I went down a list of everything that everybody said about me. Like, Kyle just kind of, I mean, she's going through a rough time. We got to give her some grace. Great Housewives word, grace. Sutton says, well, but if you're apologizing for, I'm just curious what? And Kyle's like, well, how about this? I'm apologizing for all of that. Everything I said. It's a blanket apology. It's my apology, so I'm going to say it the way I want to say it. And Sutton's like, well, okay, I was just curious, just asking questions. And Kyle stares down Sutton, and Sutton stares back. She's like, I got a Dolce & Gabbana purse. I don't even, if I kind of blur out my eyes, I don't even see you. I'm on vacation in my head. You don't scare me, Kyle. Erica in a talking head says,
Sutton, just leave her alone. You know, like, that's where I struggle with Sutton. What were they like when their husbands walked off? I mean, my God, come on, guys. You really think that Sutton strack that she was fucking missed together while she was going through her divorce? No! Do you think Garcelle, I mean, the woman wrote a whole thing and sent it to CAA. Do you think that she was acting her best and putting her best foot forward?
What Erica's referencing, Garcelle, when she got divorced from Mike Nylon. Mike Nylon was cheating on her, and she sent a company-wide email to Creative Artists Agency, one of the, if not the top agency in town, you know, and so that was wild. That was way before Beverly Hills. Anyways, we get that headline again that we always get when this gets brought up. Garcelle Bouvet Nylon exposes cheating husband in mass email. Erica continues in a talking head.
And if I'm really friends with someone during the worst time in their life, I'm going to cut them some slack.
Dude, that's what I don't want to take, do I feel kind of inspired? It's like, if you go through bad seasons on TV, just remember we go through bad seasons in life, just wait it out. Like, my God, I'm sitting here crying at Mary Cosby on a reunion. Like 3 years ago, if you told me that, I would have been like, why are you talking about the future? Are you from the future? I'd be so confused. No, I wouldn't have believed you because we all didn't like Mary Cosby. And now we're all crying and going, oh my God, everything she touches is gold. And Erica is coming off like this kind-hearted person of like,
we need to give him grace.
I've never behaved like that. That's not someone I want to be. It's not something I want to be. That's not who I am. And that is not somebody that I'm proud to be. So I wish I had been calm, cool, and collected and said, you know what? You guys are actually hurting my feelings right now. I know I had no bad intentions with this text, and I felt like I was being accused of something that I wasn't.
Erica steps in.
It was very overwhelming.
I felt very overwhelmed. Yeah, that's it. Thank you. And I felt like I had no friends in this group.
Well, I will say this, Kyle. I think that we were all very surprised at your reaction.
Yeah, me too.
Because it was a lot of reaction, and I felt disappointed in Kyle that she's leaving this group. We all getting massaged with man hands. My We're having a nice day where these nice men with strong hands are trying to get some feeling back into my foot. Kyle, have I told you about my neuropathy? Sorry, this is okay. I'm like a child. Like I'm a child. Why is she leaving this group? And Kyle interrupts. We've all had those moments. Well, right, I know. Just calm down. You've yelled at me for doing it. I guess my wish, I say, would be for you to not walk away again, Kyle. And Kyle's miffed.
Now, I'm paid for these meatballs. I removed myself because I honestly feel like it wasn't good for me and my mental health. My mentee B. I don't want to have a mentee B, to be honest. I think now moving forward, we got to figure a different way to work through these things where it doesn't feel like that. That feels really bad.
And Son's like, right, I agree 100%. Garcelle in a talking head says, well, my takeaway from this dinner is Kyle wanted to smooth things over. She knew me, Erica, and Sutton would probably be easier to smooth things over with a smaller group than if she had Dorit or Bose or anybody else there. And Sutton in a talking head says, fuck Kyle. No, she goes, I think Kyle's afraid that this is going to be brought up at Garcelle's beach house, and she wants to know that she has allies. But I'll tell you this, Erica might be a minion, but Garcelle and Sutton, we are not minion. We are anti-minion. Yeah, I'm going to refer to myself in the third person for the remainder of this. Oh, Garcelle and Sutton, I'll tell you what, we're not minion. No, we are anti-minion. Erica, minion. Garcelle, Sutton, not minion. Yeah. Sutton tells the group, well, I've been the judge and jury.
An executioner.
And Garcelle's like, oh, and Kyle laughs, ha ha, and Sutton's like, oh, and Garcelle's like, executioner, I love that word. Okay, new scene, next day, we're at Garcelle's lovely beach house where she's preparing to have the ladies over, and we got a bartender there, right? Like, it's like, also in that last scene at the restaurant, I found myself, like, when you're kind of like, okay, I get the gist of the scene, and it's, you're like, you just look for things. And in the background, I think it was around Kyle's head, like, there's people eating behind Kyle. And I just started, like, staring at them. It was like a guy and a girl. And I was like, are they friends with production? They obviously have to know they're on camera. But they're like, the ladies were in a booth and they were in, like, this two-top behind them. And I just started staring. I was like, what are they talking about? Because are they allowed to talk? Are they like mouthing words? Because when I first came to LA, I worked with extras on film sets, and what you would do is like, the background scenes in any show, always look at the background because you'll see the extras and they'll have to have conversations with each other. You'll see them talking like, oh yeah, right. And that's them just mouthing things. Like that's not actual conversation because the actors are mic'd up. The mics are very sensitive. So you would have to be like, just mumble watermelon. And you'd be like, oh yeah. It was like so cringy. So I was wondering about that. Anyways, Garcelle in a talking head says, I can't tell you how excited I am to be throwing my party at the beach house because I can write it off on taxes now because it's on TV. Nicole, we have an event planner for this. We meet Nicole. She says, I hope these ladies are ready to let their hair down and have some fun and play some games. There may or may not be twerking involved. I got baby oil. We're going to have a Beverly Hills freak off. Where's Kathy, by the way? Where's Kathy Hilton? I wasn't invited to the freak off, Garcelle. I was so upset. I'm in Italy still, or I would have been at your freak off. Nicole, the party planner, says, has anyone texted that they're on their way? And I'm like, mind your business, Nicole, please. At Kyle's house, she's cleaning out her refrigerator like, oh my God, I've got to get rid of this spinach. And oh my God, these chia seeds, they're expired. And you show her housekeeper bottle in the fridge that's expired, and Kyle like fires no. Anyways, Jennifer Tilly knocks on Kyle's door with her face up to the window. She's like, Kyle? And Kyle lets her in, and Jennifer's like, I'm ready for a day at the beach. And she brought like a small suitcase and like other tote bags. Jennifer Tilly's got it like, she's got some premium totes. This is my room of totes. Yes. Kyle goes, you're taking this to the beach? I bought her a little housewarming present. And then Bose gets dropped off next. And Kyle's like, look at those fun earrings on her. And Jennifer Tilly's like, I love them. I'm Jennifer Tilly. I'm bright and sunny. Kyle opens the door. Here we go again. A plain baked potato with no butter or salt. And Bose goes, you're a baked potato? Kyle's like, I'm a baked potato with no butter or salt. And Bose is like, well, let me sweep into your house. What the fuck are we doing? Like, what? By the way, I've been talking about Housewives so long. Before I even had a podcast, there was a Facebook group that does, it was Emotionally Broken Psycho's Facebook group. I think this is where it was. And it was like, I think PK's first or second season. And I did a meme. I think it was in this Facebook group. I could be wrong. Maybe it was on Instagram. But I made a meme where I just took like every PK scene. I would take like a giant loaded stuffed baked potato and I would Photoshop that poorly Photoshop that baked potato where PK would be. And I'd be like, here's a shot of PK. Like, such a dumb. My sense of humor hasn't gotten any better, but I just remember doing that. So anyways, Bose in a talking head says, well, this is the first time I'm seeing Kyle since she stormed out of my house in a fuzzy robe, fuzzy slippers, and her Birkin. I would think that Kyle would have called for some sort of apology, but nothing. Yeah, because she knows you make too much sense, Bose. She's scared. Sutton arrives, then Erica, and last, Dorit. And they all congregate in Kyle's kitchen and greet each other. And Jennifer's like, everybody's just so totally different. And Dorit's like, I've got my big scarf. It's like a blanket. Everybody asks how she's doing. Dorit's like, I don't even know what day we're in today. Yeah, tell me about it. Jagger, little Jaggaloo. This morning we were walking the dogs and he says, can I talk to you, Mummy? And I said, sure. And Bose is like, oh, girl, what? And Dorit's like, I know. So he's like, is it true that Kyle sends memes and texts to our dad? No. He actually says, he's like, are you and Daddy divorced? And they all gasp and make faces. And Erica's like,
oh, did you just die?
And Bose is like, did you start running? And Dorit's like, I said, no. I continue to lie to him. I said, no, honey. You're a crazy little kid. You don't know what the fuck you're talking about. You're dumb. You're a dumb little kid. You don't know shit. We are so good. What are you talking about? You know nothing of relationships, Jaggaloo. How dare you? No, she did. She was like, I said, no, honey, what makes you ask that? And he said, did you post something on Instagram? Oh my God, is Jaggaloo on IG? Oh my God, I got to follow Jaggaloo immediately. If Jaggaloo is on IG, I'm going to lose my mind. I love Dorit's kids so much. Unironically, I love these kids. I think they are great kids. They show us the separation post from Dorit and PK. We've read this before on the show, but it's basically that, we as a couple have been subject to a lot of speculation about our marriage. We have had our struggles over the last few years and continue to work through them as two people who love each other and share two amazing children together. To safeguard our deep friendship and maintain a harmonious environment for our children, we have made the mutual and difficult decision to take some time apart and reevaluate our friendship while we prioritize our children, mainly Jagger, and we appreciate your love and support while we continue to do the work necessary throughout this journey. With love, Dorit and PK. P.S. He's a big, fat, bloated alcoholic. It's me, Dorit. That other shit was PK. Anyways, the production highlights the part of the post that says we made the mutual and difficult decision to take some time apart. And Erica in a talking head says,
Dorit tried her hardest to protect these children, but in this era of social media, it's damn near impossible.
But where did Jaggaloo, did some kid at school go hey, Jaggaloo, come here. Hey, you seen your parents' IG lately? What's IG? No, kid, come here. How did that even happen? Remember, Kim was doing interviews a couple years ago when, Kanye was, on one of his, deep end things, and she had a podcast interview where she was like, well, we know all the teachers at school, so we were able to keep a completely protected environment. And part of me was impossible, but part of me is if anybody could do it, the Kardashians could do it. Just totally come in and sweep any room that any of the kids are of, any electronic devices. They probably have, high tech for that shit. Dorit in the scene goes, I said in marriages, when you're married for a long time, you can have your ups and downs. Sometimes you need a little time apart. And he said, you and Daddy, you're always going to be friends, right? I like Jagger's I'm good with the marriage ending, but are you guys going to be cordial? This Jagger is smart as hell. Dorit continues, you're always going to be best friends. And I was like, I sure hope so. But I don't want to be friends with him because he's a big, fat, bloated alcoholic. Sutton suddenly jumps in. Well, speaking of best friends, I'm sorry, I hate to interrupt. Speaking of best friends, why? Sutton, what the fuck did you interrupt for? That is crazy town. Well, speaking of best friends, I did get a note from Garcelle, and she really wants this day to be positive and fun and put everything aside. And I think we need to get going because it does take us a while to get out there. And Dorit's like, before I was rudely interrupted. I agree with Dorit. Rudely interrupted. This is good. This is the shit we want to know. I bet fucking Sutton gave the phone to Jagger. Hey, Jagger, it's your mama's friend Sutton. I say, I want you to come look at something. You know how to sound these words out? Just go slow, go slow. Sutton's like, well, I'm sorry I interrupted. We gotta go. It was a long walk, y'all. Come on. Eric in a talking head goes,
of all times to interrupt Sutton, this is not it. Have some tact.
Sutton is kind of rude this season, man. I mean, she's always been off, but she's rude. I love her, but she's rude. Sutton continues, if we can try to get all things together and get going. And Dorit's like, you can tell she's hurt. She's like, what a strange pumpkin you are sometimes. What a strange watermelon. What a strange mango you are sometimes, Sutton. Kyle in the talking head says, Sutton's not great in her timing sometimes. She really is just thinking about her own thing and not the other person. We have a flashback to, what was it? Yeah, last season or the season before with Dorit's break-in. And everybody's crying, and Sutton's like, well, I've been putting out fires all day today, too, but I wasn't held at gunpoint. I'm sorry. Hey, kill me. I'm sorry. Kyle continues in the talking head. Sutton has a lot of rules for everyone else, but none for herself. Yeah, but everybody's so... We can say that of Kyle. We can say that of Sutton. Everybody in this cast is blinded at some point on this show, right? But Sutton a little more than most. Sutton's like, well, we need to get going. They get in the car. And the two cars travel north to Oxnard, California. They arrive to Garcelle waiting outside. And everybody's like, oh, welcome, welcome. Kyle in the talking head's like, I'm so impressed and so excited for Garcelle. We're going to ruin this house tonight. She worked her ass off for this place, and she did it all on her own. It's a really big accomplishment. Garcelle brings down hangers of clothes. She's like, I have loungewear. I try to do things that I thought would be chic. And Garcelle in the talking head says, I have this comfy loungewear I want the girls to get into so they can relax, not worry if they're wearing Gucci, Louis Vuitton, Chanel. You know how it goes. So Garcelle passes out like a signed loungewear, and Dorit in the talking head goes, I did not spend all this time and effort curating this very cute outfit only to be told to change into pajamas. I don't know who wears pajamas to the beach anyway, but I want to be a good sport. What a fucking loser Garcelle is. So there is this Dolce & Gabbana, there's a Dolce & Gabbana toaster. She grabs this blue and white Dolce & Gabbana toaster, which is like retails for $700. And Jennifer's like, this is a gift for me. Damn, Jennifer, can we hang? Garcelle goes, this is so good. Oh my God. And Jennifer goes, do you have one? And Erica's like, why aren't I clapping? This is amazing. And Erica sees something that's not nailed down. She's like, I want it. If you're not going to use it, can I have it? Yeah. Oh my God, we can put the toaster right over here by the couch. Where's your little fuck pad? And then you have some bread and you put in this toaster. It's going to be very amazing. Erica in the talking head says, I expect Jennifer to roll up with anything at this point. You know Erica's keeping score in her head. She's like, I got to invite her when my new place is designed. Have her come over many times. See what she brings me. Yeah. But Erica loves to covet the shit that all these ladies have. Remember, like with Jennifer's purse earlier in the season, like the boat, the Louis Vuitton boat, and Erica's like, oh yeah. Or the Jennifer's necklace at the Diamonds and Denim party. Erica's like, I'm living for that necklace. And in a talking head, Erica's like, that bitch has good shit. So they're all changing to go to the beach. Then they're gonna have a really nice dinner. Kyle's drinking a near beer, which is a non-alcoholic beer. Sutton puts on a blue and white striped short set with the shorts pulled up to her bosom. I'm going to put these all the way up to my nipples. You know how the beach is. I'm going to put it all up here. Just make sure nothing falls out. Erica's like, girl, those are so high. Pull them down. They all laugh. And Bo's in a talking head goes, girl, where is the waist? It's up here to your boobs. No, your waist is down there. They all jump into a couple golf carts, head down to the beach with their drinks, some roadies. And Jennifer's screaming like, Jennifer Tilly. And Kyle's like, there goes the neighborhood. But the beach is right there, right? It's beautiful. And Garcelle's like, welcome to my beach, you know? Then we got this pretty beach picnic set up with umbrellas, wicker seating with pillows and flowers. And there's a bar with a bartender, and they have lychee martinis. And they get the bartender to take a group picture of them. There's a giant cargo ship heading out to sea behind them, really big. Giant cargo. It's me, Kathy. I came in on this cargo ship. Wait for me. Dorit alone is ordering a Belvedere with club soda, not too strong. Are they cutting out Dorit's drink order? Like carcass out, Seacrest out. Anyways, Kyle saddles up to the bar and goes, oh, can I get a non-alcoholic beer? And she's like, do you have a minute, Dorit? Yes, I do. I'm squeezing my lemons. Twalk, let's, talk and walk. I thought we could talk for a minute is what I was trying to say. I don't know, maybe Kyle's stroking out this episode or this season too. And Dorit goes, you can twerk? Huh? And Kyle's like, twerk? No, talk, sure, yeah. Should we walk on the beach? And the seating area, Bose is like, Garcelle, you weren't at Kyle's house. Dorit said her kid asked her if they were getting a divorce.
Oh, it's so sad.
Erica says. And Garcelle says, that's hard. And Erica goes,
It's hard because, it's a matter of time. Yeah.
And Garcelle goes, I remember my son Jax and putting him to bed and we switched off every Monday. And he goes, when I'm with you, I miss Dad. And when I'm with Dad, I miss you. Nobody prepares you for that. So Jagger's saying that? Now down at the beach, Kyle and Dorit are sitting in the sand. Like it's, beautiful cinematography, folks. Hard to light. And Kyle's like, well, and Dorit's like, do you want to start? Or do you want me to start?
Damn, it's cold.
Listen, I'll start. First and foremost, do you consider us good friends? Do you consider us meme and text friends?
Kyle goes, yes, I do consider us friends.
Do you want to salvage our friendship?
I do. Do you?
Very much, Kyle.
Okay.
Your friendship has always meant a lot to me. I want to salvage this. When you wrote to him and you said, I've never repeated anything that you said. And Kyle's like, her forehead vein.
Oh, shit, here we go.
I know that you were making him feel like he can talk to you and you're not going to repeat it to me. It's okay.
And Kyle's like, but hold on, but you can't say that. I know that you were. I'm sending this text and that was my way of saying I'm a trustworthy person. I don't repeat things, and I don't. You know me, Dorit, and this group for all these years, anything that anyone has confided in me, I have never repeated. That was just my way of saying I'm a safe space if you need. I know he's not going to reach out to me if he's needed to. He's got a million fucking friends. He's got Boy George, for the love of God.
Regardless, you writing that to him, Kyle, in a separation, when two people are separated, and this is the point. Are you my friend? Is your loyalty to me, or are you his friend, and your loyalty is with him? Are you wearing a wire, Kyle? Because if you're my friend in our separation, and your loyalty is to me, then even if you're writing that, and you're saying, my voice, even if you're writing that and you're saying I'll never repeat it, I absolutely damn well think and expect you to share information that would be helpful to me. Yes, boom, Kyle. I don't think we need a diagram for this. That's pretty understandable. Dorit in the Talking Head says, I think it's unrealistic for Kyle to be friends with me and PK given our circumstance. Be a girlfriend. Show some loyalty. Be a girl's girl. That girl's girl that you always talk about being? Show me. Woo, Dorit. That kind of friend you are to Morgan? Be that friend to me. Kyle's like, obviously in writing that, I wasn't thinking about choosing sides. At that state of your relationship, I didn't know anything, and he's never said anything bad about you, and I certainly would never talk badly about you to PK in 1 million years. I hope you know that. She totally has, by the way. Dorit goes, this comes back to, if we're friends, Kyle, just like what you would expect from me, I want you to also give me the same respect. This almost feels like a gauntlet thrown down of like, do you want me to fuck your husband or not? I don't think you do. But if this is what we're doing here, tit for tat, and I will show that man my tits.
Kyle goes, I agree, 100%.
And Dorit goes, what I would like to see is that we get to a place that we're able to have conversations and feel comfortable telling one another how we feel.
Kyle's like,
long pause.
Yeah, I'd like that too.
Start earning back trust. And Kyle shakes her head, yes. Kyle in the Talking Head says, I really didn't think it was going to be difficult to maintain a friendship between Dorit and PK. I mean, they're both idiots. Because anytime Dorit and I have gone through a hard time in the past, PK and I always maintained our friendship. But if that's what she needs, I'm fine with that. I just want to move forward and put all this negativity behind us. And if you guys out there know any place to get fun memes, let me know. I don't know why this is such a struggle for Kyle. Anyways, Kyle's at the beach. It's like like I said, beautiful sand, sun. They're in fancy sunglasses, PJ. She's like, we'll get to the other side of this, Dorit. We will. Kyle continues in a Talking Head.
I feel bad about PK because he's actually been a good friend and he's, fire memes, but I still understand. And I do believe that women have to stick together. I mean, I believe it now. I didn't believe it before, but now women have to stick together.
Kyle tells Dorit,
well, we're better together while we're going through all the other stuff too.
Yes, that's true.
I'm glad we finally got to have a better talk.
And Dorit reaches over and gives Kyle a hug like, bring her in. Come on, hug me like a brother. Back at the beach party, the other ladies are sitting serving salad, fried chicken. Garcelle is like, oh, I like white meat like my men to the cute bartender. Do you notice Garcelle's very flirty with the help in most of her scenes? Did you notice that? She'll be like, you're hot, like all the time. I'm like, right? I'm not. Anyways, Bo says, oh my God. And the server goes, I'm hoping this is a breast in regards to the fried chicken. And Garcelle's like, if you don't know. I'm like, Garcelle, HR department, my God. Garcelle says, by the way, where are the other girls? And Sutton's like, are they dead yet? Because they could be dead. They could be all bloated and in the ocean, just dead. Sutton. Garcelle goes, they're not dead, Sutton. Well, they're going to kill each other. They're going to tear each other apart, and they're going to use them as chum in the ocean for fish. And Bose goes, somebody in the ocean feeding the fishes? And Garcelle goes, oh, here they come. Are y'all okay?
We're okay. Freezing, but okay. Look at our nips. Oh my God, look at Erica like E.T.
And they all have like these blankets, like these babushkas, like their blankets just shivering. Erica in a talking head goes,
I'm tired of that drama.
me too, Erica.
I'm tired of that marital drama, and I'm tired of that drama with each other. I hope they work it out, because honestly, I am tired tired of it. Yeah, I'm tired. I want them to get along. We need peace.
In the scene, Dorit's like, I'm freezing. I'm so excited about this food. Garcelle's like, I have a few games, ladies. Are you ready?
Yeah, we're ready.
Oh, God, I hate when they do these little... I'm just such a grump. I hate when they do these games. I always feel like there should be drama naturally. Like these... I don't know. Anyways, Garcelle reads a card and says, what's the most embarrassing thing you could ask the waiter while on a date? And she pauses and goes, when are you off? Ha, 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 ha. Garcelle reads another question. What length would you go to for $1 million? Erica's like,
have you met Tom Girardi? That's what I do.
Erica goes,
that ain't a lot of money now, so the answer's not very far, honey. You're not going to get in this butthole for that. No way.
Garcelle's like, remember that movie with Demi Moore? And Erica's like,
Indecent Proposal.
you know fucking Erica knows that movie. It's like,
I memorized that movie. I just was hanging around Vegas I wanted people to offer me $1 million. Come on, yeah.
Kyle's like, he let her husband sleep with her for $1 million.
Bose goes, okay, what if it was $20 million? And Erica's like,
yeah, where the hell do we sign up? Erica's like, now we're talking. Where? Yeah, I'm getting.
Sorry. Anyways, Bose is like, bitch, what? Wait, let's switch it up, though. How about if I was your man, though, to Erica? And Erica's like,
yeah, we want the money. We want the money. Show me the money.
and Bose is like, let's pretend you're in love. And Dorit's like, Erica's never been in love. And Garcelle's like, no, really? And we flash back to 2023 where Erica's like,
I want one good love affair.
and Denise Richards is like, you really haven't had one?
I want one of those things you see in the movies when you just can't be apart and, oh my gosh, we must be together. It's like romantic and you do all these things. I want to be on top of the Empire State Building with my young son, and then this big riot top comes up. It's like, oh my God, I want that.
I love it. Like Erica, yeah, she probably... I don't know. I don't think Erica has a lot of like...
You hang up first. No, you hang up first.
Dorit back at the beach goes, in love, when you feel it with your whole body, not just your pussy? And Erica's like,
I feel sex like that, but love? I have to have some penetration to get there, some penetration.
which is kind of sad. Bose in a talking his head says, I love love. Me too. Somewhere in the back of my mind, there's a little voice that's like, be careful, be careful, be careful. But I keep shoving rose petals on her and telling her to shut up. Just let me be in love. Oh, I like Bose. Bose at the beach says, I fall in love every other day. And Garcelle goes, what about you, Tilly? She's like, my name is Jennifer. She goes, I'm in love with my man, yes. Is he your first? My first man? No, your first love, dum-dum. Were you a virgin when you met him? Kyle, Jesus, got too far. Jennifer's like, no, I was in love with my husband too. My first husband, my only husband. And Jennifer in a talking head says, I feel like Sam, her first husband, he was one of the producers on The Simpsons. He loved animals. He used to be on Stern a bunch. So I'm very aware of this man. Rest in peace. But he said, Sam was so instrumental in my life, Jennifer says, in so many ways. I feel like his energy is still with me every day. Honestly, every day I'm like, thank you, Sam. When I get to use the valet parking instead of driving down the street and looking for some free parking, or when I buy a Gucci outfit, like because Sam gave me a very good divorce settlement. I think she's being funny here. I think Jennifer obviously gets much, much deeper in real life. But yeah, Sam left her a lot of, I think they had a divorce settlement, but then when he died, I think he even left her more money. So they have these little lanterns ready to go as it's getting darker. And Garcelle says, I want everyone to make a wish. And Bose to Erica says, oh, I love it. Be in love. And Erica's like,
oh, girl, I got problems.
And Garcelle says, it doesn't have to be anything for the group. It's all individual. It's what you're grateful for. It's what you want to do. And Dorit's like, beautiful, Garcelle, beautiful. And Garcelle's like, okay, let's get in position, ladies. Be very gentle with your lantern. And Kyle in a talking head says,
today was a little stressful, a little emotional, but it was also a lot of fun.
And they try to all light fire under their Chinese paper lanterns, but the winds are not letting them do it. All their paper lanterns blow down the beach. Oh God, I get so scary now, like about seeing like open flames in California on like, anyway, some poor guy, some poor PA has to chase them all down. Like, Bo's in a talking head says, oh, this is a disaster. It is a disaster. Nobody's wish is coming true. We might as well have not gone. We might as well not even wish because these are gone, baby, gone. It blew away with the wind. And Garcelle goes, my wish is that we can continue our sisterhood. And Kyle's like,
if I hear that word one more fucking time, there's a dead bird.
That's interesting. There was a bird that flew into the window earlier at Kyle's place, and these dead birds, man. There's something there. I wonder if that'll come back later in the season. LOL. And Sid's like, no more dead animals. No more dead animals. Come on, no more. That's really how the episode ends. Like, weird, right? Later this season on The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, we have the mid-season trailer. It's your normal thing. A lot of laughing, screaming, them on a catamaran. We have Sutton's fashion show, and Kathy Hilton is being Kathy Hilton. And she just like, while the ladies are walking the runway, Kathy's just like strolling to her street, like strolling to her seat. And they're like, Kathy's like, oh my God, I thought you were Kyle. Oh my God, the show's going on. Bose announces a group trip at St. Lucia where they dress for the festival. We see Dorit struggling, going, if the man wants a divorce, we're getting a divorce, that big flatted, bloated alcoholic. And then we see Dorit tell Erica, there's a law in California. And Erica's like,
community property, you get half. He's trying to divorce you before 10 years.
And Bose is like, oh, hell no. Erica knows all about community properties. Dorit didn't even have to finish the sentence. There's a law in California.
Community property, you get half.
No, that's so true in California. And that's why like Nicole Kidman and Tom Cruise back when they were married, like Tom broke that off right at the end of the 9th year, So like, yeah, that's a big thing. Then we have a scene of Mauricio to Kyle going, I really am sorry for hurting you, Kyle. I would never want to hurt you on purpose. And they hug. Then we have Bose's daughter, Lael, saying, do you think you guys would move in together like before you got married, like with her boyfriend, Keely? And then we have a scene of Garcelle telling Sutton, Garcelle goes, she would like to hear you say that you love her too. And Sutton's mother is in the scene with Sutton. And Sutton's mother is like, I don't think that's any of your business, Garcelle. Sutton's mother snaps at Garcelle. And then we have a scene with Sutton telling Dorit, Sutton's go, you're such a bitch. And Bo shakes her head and Dorit's like, don't call me a bitch in my home for fuck's sake. Don't call me for fuck's sake. Little Jagger's like, Mommy, are you making more Instagram posts with Daddy again? Bo's in a scene goes, if somebody walks in my house and calls me a bitch, those are fighting words. And then we have Sutton going, you need to pick on someone else whose wallet fits. And Erica's like,
you work as a friend and oftentimes as an enemy.
And Sutton's like, what do you fucking want from me? And Jennifer goes, last week on Crazy Yacht from Hell. And Sutton's like, it's like Satan came on the boat. Boom. Okay, so yeah, Tex Saga looks like that's out to pasture, and we got some stuff here. It looks like Sutton tries to make fun of Erica being broke and says she has a big wallet. We got some stuff to work with, folks. Anyways, happy Thursday. Remember, we have another episode out today about the new 4-part docuseries on ABC called Scheana, based on the highly downloaded and just, I love this podcast so much when I first listened to it. Scheana, that's out today with 2 of the creatives that are a major part of that story. So I think it's worth the listen. I did those interviews in October, but we're finally releasing them today. So that's there for you as well. And then, of course, we got Salt Lake City, we got Traders, we got podcasts coming out the ears. Have a great Thursday, folks. Bye. Oh, if you think about it, leave a 5-star review on Apple Pods and Spotify. Whew!